Thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Rolly Hoyt alongside Faith Woodard. We're going to start with breaking news out of Jacksonville, where police have made an arrest in a murder case that sat cold for nearly 17 years.
The department says Jacksonville native Lavelle Collins is now in custody thanks to help from law enforcement in Memphis. He faces a capital murder charge for the killing of 18-year-old Danik Adams. The teen died after a shooting outside a gym on August 15, 2008. She and a friend had been working out late that evening, and according to police, Calvin used Adams's car to get away and left her friend behind to call 911.
Jacksonville PD had a dedicated detective assigned to this case even after that detective retired. Well, today they offered comfort to the Adams family after all these years.
Danik was pretty well known, but had a lot of friends in Jacksonville at the time of this murder, and there's a lot of people that have kept up and wanted an arrest to be made in the last 16 years, and so it's important to us to make the arrest, but also there's a lot of people that remember her, and this brings closure to her family, her friends, and those that were affected by it.
And while police have announced the arrest, the warrant and all court documents are being sealed for now. We spotlighted this case on our Unsolved series back in 2020. You can find it on our digital platforms right now.
Meanwhile, we've also got an update on a homicide case dating back to 2024 as 21-year-old Travis Weston is now in custody.
He is charged with capital murder for killing 20-year-old Joshua Brown on South Pulaski Street in May of last year.
Another suspect, Ryan Frierson, pleaded guilty to first-degree murder in this case just last week and was sentenced to 20 years.
Let's go over now to a warning about deadly fires across the state as the state fire marshal's office says the death toll is rising far too quickly this year.
Tonight, THV 11's Maya Ellison explains what's behind the rise and how simple steps could save lives.
In the past 2 weeks, there have been 2 fatalities caused by fire, pushing the average to 1.3 fatalities per week. Officials say it's part of an alarming trend, as they say these numbers have already surpassed last year's total.
If you don't have a smoke detector in your home, you're putting yourself and your family in danger.
Eddie Anderson is the Community Risk Reduction Specialist for the Arkansas State Fire Marshal's Office. He says they've noticed some concerning numbers when it comes to fire fatalities.
Last year we were at 27 for the whole year, and this year we're at 34. To us, it's very alarming.
Here's a look at the breakdown over the past 5 years from the Arkansas Division of Emergency Management. While this year's 34 already surpasses last year's total, Anderson says it could set a new record, potentially passing the year-end totals from 2022 and 2023.
I'm almost sure we're probably going to wind up because we still have 6 months to go, and I'd like to say I don't think we're going to have any more, but the odds are against us right now.
And as for why, he says a lack of detection devices and electrical overload during the summer months can lead to an increased fire risk in homes.
The simple fact of what jumps out at us is the lack of working smoke detectors or smoke detectors, period.
Having a working smoke detector increases your chance of getting out safely during a fire by 60%. North Little Rock Assistant Fire Chief Rick Albers says it's one of several lines of defense that could save your life.
If you've got plugs that are giving you problems or breakers that are tripping or anything else, you need to make sure you get those things taken care of. Your last line of defense is when you go to bed at night, sleep with your door closed.
Make a phone call to the fire department or the local Office of Emergency Management, and they will get in touch with the fire chiefs and let them know.
And officials tell me if you or someone you know might be in need of a smoke detector, you can visit your local fire department or visit thv11.com for more information. Reporting in North Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
All right, Maya, thanks for that report. We got a shower or thunderstorm developing right over the top of us here in downtown Little Rock. I'll show you that here in just a moment. Right now, temperatures very warm and toasty out there. 92 with a heat index of 101 here in Little Rock. Arkadelphia 93 with a heat index of 104. And the eastern part of the state remains under a heat advisory until 9 o'clock tonight. And here are the counties that are involved with that. It's going to feel around 100 to 105 for the next couple of 3 hours. I mentioned some showers and some storms developing along a leftover outflow boundary. That boundary may ignite a few more storms throughout the evening hours. You can see those storms close to, if not right over downtown Little Rock, northern Pulaski County, out to Saline County, and even a cell or two over in Garland and Montgomery County. Hour by hour, there will be a chance of a spotty storm between now and midnight. They could have some heavy downpours with them or some strong wind gusts. Coming up, got a big weekend ahead with the Independence Day holiday weekend. I'll have that forecast in just a few minutes.
Tom, thank you. Days after the U.S. Supreme Court handed down a major decision limiting the power of federal judges to issue nationwide injunctions, legal experts here are trying to determine what it might do to the court system in Arkansas. The historic ruling came in a case that dealt with birthright citizenship and whether the president could deport people who relied on that part of the Constitution to call themselves citizens. Well, you saw former Arkansas governor and lawyer Asa Hutchinson. He says it's important to understand what the decision didn't do. The ruling's all about presidential and judicial power, and for immigrant families, according to Hutchinson, there's no immediate worry for now.
In the meantime, though, you're going to have different circumstances in different federal district courts. And so the Arkansas federal courts might rule one way on that, and I think it will be litigated here, but a court in Texas or California might rule differently. So you're going to have a hodgepodge of rulings over time until the Supreme Court resolves this very important issue.
Our Rebecca Brown will bring us more from the former governor and get his take on the big high court rulings. That's coming up tonight at 10. Also, happy fiscal New Year's Eve. Tomorrow's spot on the calendar always brings significant new laws set to take effect on July 1st.
And whether it's school mergers, higher fees, or new benefits for state employees, changes are on the way. Tonight, THV 11's Brooke Buckner joins us in studio to break it all down. Brooke?
The most substantial change involves the merger of the Arkansas School for the Blind and Arkansas School for the Deaf into a single institution under one superintendent. This plan includes constructing a new, quote, state-of-the-art facility to house both schools. You might remember back in 2023 when lawmakers discovered the facilities were falling apart and called for major changes. State universities will see expansion as well, with the University of Arkansas authorized to add 250 new positions, while Arkansas State University can fill 50 additional roles. These increases aim to improve campus services and academic support. Drivers should also be aware of a fee increase for accident reports. Copies of crash reports for non-involved parties will now cost $25, up from $10 previously. On a positive note, state employees gain access to a new student loan repayment program offering up to $10,000 in assistance. The program requires a 6-month probationary period and proof that degrees relate to current employment. Additionally, first responders receive expanded line of duty death benefits, including coverage for specific cancer-related illnesses.
Brooke, thank you. There's a tech trade group that's taking Arkansas to court over 2 new state laws that target social media content.
NetChoice filed a federal lawsuit in Fayetteville Friday, challenging laws that would let parents sue platforms over harmful content tied to a child's suicide and restrict what users can see online.
This comes months after a judge blocked a separate Arkansas law that required parental consent for minors to join social media. Governor Sanders signed these latest bills earlier this year. You can read more about them at thv11.com.
Josh Irby has officially announced his candidacy for Arkansas State Senate District 16. Irby, a first-generation Arkansan and longtime security professional, says, quote, "I am running because Arkansas deserves leaders who put people over parties and service over politics. Our district needs someone who listens and works to build, not divide," end quote. He is running as a Democrat, but describes himself as a centrist who is focused on strengthening schools, ensuring accountable government, protecting freedoms, and fostering economic growth.
Going on right now, a Washington County Quorum Court meeting underway debating plans to build a wind farm there. It's brought neighbors concerned about the effects on their property and property values. Those against the project say that Madison, Carroll, and Boone counties have already enacted moratoriums that give the justices of the peace there more time to study the advantages and disadvantages. And so they're advocating for Washington County to do the same thing tonight.
And UAMS has officially announced who their interim chancellor will be. Dr. Lowry Barnes, a nationally known orthopedic surgeon and longtime UAMS leader, will take over starting July 11th. He replaces Dr. Cam Patterson, who's stepping down after 7 years. Barnes will guide the state's only academic health center during the search for a permanent replacement. Well, a horse racing and sports legend died over the weekend.
And Oaklawn won't be the same after Dwayne Lucas. The former basketball coach revolutionized the sport by creating a stable and method that allowed his horses to compete all over the country, including Oaklawn.
He won 15 Triple Crown races and 20 Breeders' Cup races over almost 45 years and made him a celebrity in places like Hot Springs.
It's fun to go in a restaurant and people recognize that you are a horse trainer and that you're not stealing chickens or selling used watches. So it works out pretty good.
Among his Oaklawn highlights, winning the 1984 Arkansas Derby, winning the Oaklawn Handicap 4 times, and just last year campaigned Seize the Gray here in Hot Springs on his way to winning the Preakness Stakes and becoming the oldest trainer to win a Triple Crown race.
Well, I can confirm there are some scattered storms in and about central Arkansas, Pulaski County, with an outflow boundary. Storms will develop along, ahead, or even a little behind it. So expect some heavy rain if you live out in West Little Rock over the next 20-30 minutes or so. I've got the rest of your forecast, including a peek at the Independence Day holiday forecast after the break.